Hello, everybody. And to those of you who celebrate Easter, happy Easter. To those who don't and celebrate Passover, happy Passover. And to anyone else of any religion or faith that you choose, that I hope if it's a celebratory day, that it's a good one for you. It's a beautiful spring day. This country was not based on Christian values. It is based on freedom of practicing Christianity or any other religion that you belong to. So, just to clear that up. As you've been seeing in the news, as I've been telling you, there are massive changes going on. Things are just crumbling and it's going to get crazier. So just hang on. Have you been noticing any changes in your thoughts, in how you feel? You might remember I told you at one point after I had released a lot of baggage, and one day I thought, gee, this feels funny. What do I feel? And I realized I was feeling peaceful. Something new, something strange. So think about how you feel when you practice something out of kindness, when you do something out of just generosity, as opposed to how it feels when you're mad and angry and you want to spank the kids and you want to get that road rage going. And that doesn't feel good. It may make your ego feel good. It may be what you've learned to do. Uh, but it's not helpful to anybody. And then compare it to how you feel if you pet your dog or just sit on the porch and listen to the evening birds as the sun is going down, and see how different you feel, your whole body, your mind, everything. So one of the best ways to achieve spiritual ascension, and I keep jumping off it, but things make me think of something else. People have been talking about ascension for decades, and it isn't gold chariots floating around in the sky and picking up what is it, 400,000 people or something. It isn't just picking up people and taking them up to the clouds. We are in ascension right now. As I've been saying since the beginning of the year, we've been in this major planetary and humanity reset. And there's no denying it. And you can go, oh, sounds stupid to me. It's your choice. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to enlighten and to trigger a little curiosity, a little awakening to maybe investigate further or to think and get out of your box of limited, very limited thinking, which most everybody has on this planet, is very limited thinking, because we've been so conditioned to just follow the rules, just do what you're told to do. You have to do what your parents told you to do, even though you may think or know differently. But you're in that, or and then the church that's maybe very strict that they took you to. But you can change all that, and that's what I'm trying to get across: is that you can make up your mind to be a different person if you feel like your life's been out of control and you feel angry and abused and unloved and abandoned. I can't do it for you. This is something that you have within you and you can do yourself. But the desire has to be there. Excuse me, allergies. So the greatest way to raise your consciousness is to be in gratitude every day. Even I don't live in a nice place. I don't have extra money, but be grateful for seeing a hummingbird, for waking up to a beautiful clear blue sky with a few fluffy clouds and a nice soft breeze, and the birds are singing. Or wake up to anything that's pleasant, and just any small thing. The coffee was already perked when you got up, or the biscuits turned out just perfect this time. And be grateful for every small thing. And the other thing is that anytime you break out of your fear and of your giving away your power to other people, whether it's a job or the government or a religion or parents or a husband or a wife or whatever it is that is controlling you, and you know you're being controlled, and you have the power to change it, but you have to make up your mind to do it. Anytime that you feel, just stop, just go off by yourself somewhere and just stop and just settle your mind as much as you can. Don't sit there chewing on it and all that. Just clear it out of your mind. I'm not talking heavy meditation. I don't do it. I don't have the patience to sit there for an hour, and I just don't. But I'm pretty much in connection to the other side across the veil all the time, to my guides and angels. So, but you can do it and get out of whatever's controlling you. And if you've had a little dream from the time you were a child, you want to carve animals out of wood or something, out of tree trunks, which are beautiful pieces of art. I've seen so many. Your passion is what will elevate your frequency and open your heart and expand your life. So I said the word consciousness, and since we're in the Easter and Passover and possibly some other religious season right now, it's the Christ consciousness. You've heard of it. You may not believe any of it, or you've never looked and read about it or anything, but you've heard the words Christ consciousness. This is what this is what we are aiming for right now. And this isn't about churches with gold all over it and statues and rituals and do this and do that and you have to think this and you have to think that. It's what we know of him from history. The Bible is not totally accurate, sorry to tell you, but you need to face the facts and do your research. There are many parts of it that were rewritten to disfavor women, which they're still doing now, whatever this is, how many centuries later, it's still happening. But it was made by the men were running the church, and the church and government were working hand in hand. A lot of this is a repeat of what's going on right now that happened centuries and centuries and centuries ago, way back in the beginning when Christ was alive and crucified and risen. Excuse me. So, but the Christ consciousness, what he did, he didn't have a big church. He didn't ask for donations. He didn't, live in a $40 million house with a private plane in the backyard and then go on TV and ask for more money. He walked dusty roads and spoke to people out on the hillside, and he just talked of love and compassion. And what you do to your neighbor, you do to yourself. And you've heard this thing about do unto thy neighbor as however that goes. So it's just that very, very simple truth of just kindness and empathy and sharing. There's more than enough for everybody. This idea of lack, and what was it that Trump said the other day? We can't afford to pay Medicare and child care. We've got a war to do. I mean, that's just absurd. So all the killing and all of the waste of money and our own service people are being killed for some dumb, stupid reason, but they can't find the money. And of course, there's 40 million for that stupid ballroom, but they can't find the money to provide food for children. or people. Okay, this isn't a political channel, but as I said in the other video, we the political situation that we've been in was there for a reason, and it was necessary, and in order to expose all of the corruption and how badly humanity is doing their job, and how far down the hole, the black hole, they have fallen into greed and power and money, 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 money. All of everything's so out of balance that it had to crash, and that's what's happening right now. And this had to be. So don't get too involved in all the details of it. It's going to work its way out. It's going to take some time. It'll be a few years before things are kind of remotely halfway normal again. And this is part of this whole reset that we're going through, so that we could see how much we needed to change, what we needed to change, and for us to stand in our power, our sovereignty. Each one of us chose to be here. We're all incarnated on this planet, and we chose to be here with a certain group of people to either work out problems that weren't fixed yet, or just to get experiences. I mean, if you were real rich in one lifetime, you'll come back and be real poor in this one to learn what it's like and why you didn't have compassion for those people. So all of this but we still have free will. So even though there was a plan made and all the people in your life all agreed to play parts in this movie that we're all acting out, our own movie on our own screen, and they're doing their movie on their screen, but we're all characters in each other's movies. Even though this is written out ahead of time, and your guides and angels help you stay on track and will put things in front of you when you need it and when it's time. But you still have free will, always have free will. So even though an opportunity is there for you to do something really, really kind and really, really generous or unselfish, you may pass it up because you still have that doubt or greed or whatever that you should be working on, but it still has control over you. And so you still have free will to choose to ignore these things that were set up before you came into this planet, into this experience on this planet. So my other video, I talk more about all the reincarnation and everything. So that's where we are. If you can if you can work on all the fear of everything. Oh, but I'll get arrested for this, or I'll get punished for that, or I'll go to hell for this. There isn't any hell. All these things that are controlling, and you only are disrespected as much as you will allow it. You're only controlled as much as you allow it. So keep reminding yourself, you have power over yourself. Over yourself. When I say power, I'm not talking about power over other, like we're experiencing right now with our government. It's not that. That's negative, nasty, nasty power. I'm talking about power within yourself, because you're all parts of God or source or whatever, fine, or the light or the higher source, Allah, whatever you call it. You're all part of that. So you have something really divine in you. And this is what this whole reset is about. It's to bring us to the understanding and recognition and acceptance and love and nurturing of the divine that's in us. So let me check my notes here. That's one thing to act on today. And listen to this over and over again if you need to, because just that alone will help trigger something in your mind. I mean, and think of any incident where there's been a coincidence. There are no coincidences either. But just think. Just in my last video, I showed this puzzle where it was just 9 dots on a piece of paper, and the problem was to connect all 9 dots with only 4 strokes of the pen without ever lifting your pen off the paper. So go back and look at that. But act on your passion. If you can get through the fear and the thing about, well, it won't work, or I can't do it, or I can't leave this job, or I can't do this because. But if you can act on your passion, even if, and that isn't meaning like you're going to walk right out and start a $4 million business the first year. It means you start in the garage and start building, or start carving, or start inventing, or painting, or whatever, silversmithing, or jewelry making, whatever it is that's your passion. That's what you need to do. It doesn't mean leave your job. It means just take an hour instead of watching a stupid TV show. Just go work on this project, whatever it is that makes you feel so drawn to it, and you'll be surprised how good you feel. So every kind thought that you have, this raising consciousness and ascending is not such a big deal in terms of what it demands from you. It's simply every act of gratitude, every kind thought, every loving thought you have, all adds up to it, to opening up the divine in you and releasing it to the light, and recognizing we are all connected. What you do to your neighbor, you do to yourself. We're all connected. We're all go, and eventually, once we get through this whole reset thing here, in like it could be 5 years or something or more before things really change. But you'll see that we have a united country. People care about each other. The people that run the country, which won't be like the government we have now at all. No more of this partisan politics, and just it's just gotten horrible and just ridiculous. So it's going to be super fun. It's going to be really, really, really great. Okay. Now here's another interesting thing, and I listen to all kinds of stuff every day and try to condense it down to give to you, because I know it's a lot to swallow when you're just newly exposed to all of this. First reincarnation, and you've got to work around that, or none of this will make sense. But first reincarnation, and recognizing that you created everything in your life. So that's very, that's very freeing, because then you realize that big fight you had with your sibling, and you haven't talked in 20 years or something, you both agreed to that. So you can't hold a grudge against each other that somebody actually did something horrible to you, because you agreed for that to happen before it came in. So think about that. Okay, I lose. There's so much I want to say, and so much goes through my head. But here's another thing that's going to be happening. And like I said, a lot. This is all a lot to handle. But within about a year, maybe less, we will have direct contact with ETs. I mean, they've been here forever and ever and ever, and they help with incredible medical advancements and inventions, and they actually have helped guide the country in times when it needed to be given some help, and I mean, and all of us individually. So they've been here for a long, long time. Now, this is not the scary horror movie kind of thing. that's just Hollywood. But there's a galactic, we're part of a galactic family. There are galaxies, millions of galaxies out there, big, small, all kinds, and there are millions of planets that have been or are populated. Because before we reincarnated, we could choose to come here, which is one of the toughest places to be, or some other planet where it's just peaceful and nice and flowers and trees and you study and you do something else there. So but the ETs are coming. We're going to be seeing ships. We're going to be seeing spaceships coming in really close. They're there now, but they put up a shield so we can't really see them all the time. Sometimes they allow it. So there will be a lot of activity from the galactic family and from the ETs that will be coming and landing. We will see them. It'll start to become just kind of normal after a while if you don't fight it. I mean, what's to fight? These are nice people, and they are going to come to help us rebuild our our world, our planet, and rebuild us into the level of human, spiritual people filled with light and love that we are meant to be. So it's going to be a great thing, a really, really great thing. Now, I'm 85 and I plan on being here for another 15, maybe 20 years. And I can't wait to see all of this. I really can't. I'm excited about it. So that's one thing that's going to blow your mind is when you start seeing 5 or 6 spaceships, um, extraterrestrial modes of transportation out there on the horizon. And then pretty soon you're going to see somebody walking around. Now, you can't always, they're not like all, crazy like Star Trek. Um, and anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But just so you know. Okay, and then I was going to just give a few tips because part of this I had talked about in my first video was about aging also. Um, because it's kind of a tough thing. Like I said, I'm 85, so I've been through quite a few stages of life and decades. And I've seen a lot from the time I was young, 1940. So that was right at the Second World War. And so I a lot of things that I have done is tell myself, because the unconscious, your subconscious will do whatever you tell it to do. It has no right or wrong. It's like if you keep saying, geez, I can't remember anything anymore, then it's going to not remember anything anymore. So you're only hurting yourself. I mean, that's that kind of negative self-talk that you have to stop doing. Just have to. So I mentioned castor oil in one of the videos, and that's been around, oh my God, for, a couple hundred years probably. I'm sorry, it's the allergies. And castor oil you get virgin organic castor oil, and I just get it on Amazon, and apply it like earlier in the evening. Cleanse your face, apply the castor oil, and just kind of put it on. Let it pat it in, and then let it soak in before you go to bed, because it will smear up the pillow because it's kind of thick, sort of gooey, but it will soak in. And you can always wipe the excess off before you get on your pillow if you need to. And this has a tightening effect. There are other really excellent benefits to castor oil. Also, frankincense, the essential oil, is wonderful. I put some frankincense in the castor oil. That's really good to see. I do tons of research all the time. I'm just curious. And my computer is my best friend, because anything in the world I want to know, it's in the computer. I mean, I ask the computer if the computer is not working right. I ask the computer what's wrong with it, and it tells me. So it's really very simple. People make it way too hard. And to say that you don't know how to use a computer in 2026 is just wrong. I mean, go to the senior center, the library. If you have a computer, just go to the tutorials. Go to YouTube, has tons of videos on how to do this, how to do that, how to change your oil, how to, I replaced an electrical socket in my lamp because I looked on YouTube and it showed very simple, and, just do it. So there are many other things. And right now I read about drinking clove water. Now, cloves, which you just boil maybe 7 or 8 cloves in some boiling water, not for just a few minutes, and then let it maybe sit a little bit and cool down, and drink it like a tea, and it's delicious. And this has incredible antioxidant effects and Um, I don't know. I read all this stuff and then I don't remember the details. So, but that's okay because it's up to you to be your own self motivator, and go on and look up these things. So look up clove, drinking cloves or taking cloves, and you'll get a ton of information that tells you everything about it, the science behind it, the benefits. I use YouTube all the time for, oh my gosh, everything. I mean, everything about the best browser to use on my computer, or like I said, I mean, how to replace the socket on my lamp, all of it. It's all there. And this is what's really, I'm a very independent, self sufficient person. So I get a little impatient with it. But I mean, it seems like everybody's gotten so really, lazy. Um, and just want everybody to tell them what to do. And that's the training that we've had now for our whole lifetimes and beyond, is to just that, oh, we'll take care of it. You just do what we tell you to do and we'll take care. No, no. You are responsible for being educated, for doing some research, for knowing who you are, for knowing what you want, for knowing what's best for you. I'm really sorry. And in the world that we're entering now, everybody's going to be responsible for doing their share in the care of the country, their community, their neighborhood, and their own home and themselves. Responsibility. That's huge for me. Okay, so I told you about the cloves, and the next thing is, and then I'll be done, is the carnivore eating plan that I got into about a year ago. And the minute I read about it, and again, I think it was YouTube, the minute I read about it, it just clicked. I just knew, and I trust those instincts. I just knew this was right for me. And it basically is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. That's the core of it. Now, I eat 4 eggs, bacon, and some sausage, a lot of butter on my eggs. And I might, a little avocado maybe or something. So I'm not pure on this. And in order to lose more weight, I need to really get into just the pure program and quit buying tequila. Uh, but this is, again, it sounds like, because this is not what you've ever heard before. It's like, oh, can't be, blah, blah. Of course it can. There's new research, there's new research, there's new writing, there's new understanding every day. Just because something was, that food pyramid was big, from 1920 or something, doesn't mean it still pertains today. What with all the pesticides and the junk in the air and the junk in the soil and the bad soil that's been drained of all its nutrients. So open your mind. Those 9 dots. Look up that last video and look at the 9 dots puzzle. So the carnivore thing is, I eat that big breakfast and I am stuffed. I might have a little snack, maybe a little cheese. I might have, something in the afternoon. And then I'm really not that hungry for dinner either, but I'll have a steak, or like half a pound or more of hamburger. And the other thing is sardines. Sardines are one of the most nutrient rich foods available, and so cheap. I'm going to go on a 3-day sardine fast where that's it. It's nothing but sardines. So I'll eat a can, in the morning, one in the afternoon, and maybe a couple for dinner. And it's full of collagen and everything good for you. It's really good. And you can mix it with some egg or something and season it different ways. You can even fry it if you use crushed up pork rinds. They don't have carbohydrates. The whole thing, this is based on no carbohydrates. And again, it's way too much for me to explain. It's not my job. I'm giving you the clue and the hint that this is an incredibly healthy way of eating. I intend to extend my life because of it. It reduces inflammation, all that joint nonsense and knees and everything. It clears your head. relieves asthma. People have, I got off blood pressure medicine within a couple weeks. Haven't taken, and with the doctor's approval, no blood pressure medicine. And it keeps staying way down. I mean, it's wonderful. It's way down. I lost 20 pounds. Like I said, I could be losing more if I would not buy wine and tequila. So I have to go on a strict thing. I'm going to do the sardine thing. So, but again, you can look on YouTube, and there's a doctor named Ken Berry, Berry, and some other doctors who practice this and have been practicing this eating plan for years and study it and research it and have the backup for it. And there's everybody gets constant testing. Now there's a woman who's, well, I think she's a couple years older than me. She runs a whole ranch up in, I don't know, Montana or something. With she's out there feeding the horses in the morning, fixing the fence posts. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So I encourage anybody to look up carnivore. Just carnivore, I guess, would do it, but just carnivore eating plan or carnivore diet or something. And it's on Facebook too, but there's a lot of really good videos on YouTube. So that's it for today. A lot of information, and it's up to you whether you want to listen to it or not. If you think this is worthwhile, and if you've looked at some of the other videos, please subscribe and click the the hand down there. And best, I would love to hear from somebody, some comments. If you have any questions or comments, or and don't bother calling me crazy. It doesn't matter to me, because I know what I am and I know what I'm saying. And if you can't handle it, that's the space you're in right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. You're the only one that can fix anything in yourself. And that's that fear I was talking about, that you have to let go of what no longer serves you. The fear of everything. People think you're crazy, you're stupid. See, I don't care, partly because I'm 85. So it's like, I don't care what you think of me. But worrying about, like, oh, my family will think I'm crazy, or all those are just a waste of energy and time. So anyway, I hope you will pay some attention, and I hope that you'll subscribe and come back for some more, and hopefully we can all move into this wonderful new world that we're going to be in together. So that's it for today. I'm just getting my clicker here to sign off. And you are part of Source. You're part of all of us. We're all together in this. We all chose it, and we're all going to come out just fine.